Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on the campus of Lafayette at K-Mine Stadium. I am Matt Fine taking you through today's conference matchup. Don't look now, but Lafayette is playing its best ball of the season. The magic number, John, is 2 for Lafayette. And if I break that down for you, basically what that means in 4 games this weekend, Lafayette needs to come up with some sort of combination of 2 wins, or for Lehigh, who sits in 5th place in the playoff race, 2 losses for them. Any combination there, John, and they get into the postseason for the first time since 2015. Very big month of April for the Lafayette Leopards, and they're meeting all of these challenges by winning ball games. Bruce Springsteen is playing in the background. It is 75 degrees and sunny here on the campus of Lafayette. Rosalita, come on out to K-Mine Stadium today. We've got 9 innings of baseball, so stick with us on Lafayette Sports Network. Game time coming right up.
There's about 6 acres in left center field, and that's exactly where he goes. This one is deep and off the wall, high off the wall in left field. 2 runs are going to score, and a 2 RBI stand-up double for the junior. Lafayette now leads 3-0. The at-bat starts now on the 3-1 count. Runner going. That ball sky to left field. Deep, back, and gone! A 2-run moonshot for Richard Villa. And Lafayette responds with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, make it 6-2 in favor of the Leopards. There are your 2 umpires. When you hear an umpire's name, it's generally not a good thing, but I want to mention the umpire to the right, the man talking right now with his hands up. His name is Glenn Kahanowitz. I mention his name because his nephew is a gentleman, a high school senior named Jack Kahanowitz. And Jack is a 6'6" pitcher at Lower Merion Township, plays for Harriton High School. John, his fastball's about 95, his curveball's about 77. He's got a full ride offered to Virginia, but in about 1 month is the MLB draft, and there's a very good chance that Glenn Kahanowitz's nephew, Jack, will be drafted somewhere real high, maybe 1st, 2nd round possibly. And this is a guy who's got a major league arm. He's a righty, and he just throws bullets. He's one of the top high school pitchers in the country. It's going to get real interesting here real quickly because the sun is really fighting everybody. Sun sets in about 20 minutes. It's getting a little bit dark here at K-Mine. In order for Army to come back in this one, this would have to be a long 9th inning.
I was waiting for you to say something, just because the more I look at it, like the more darker it feels. And we were talking about this between innings. At one point, it feels like it's just going to get dark all of a sudden. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, what happened?
Well, someone would have to correct me, but if you don't finish the inning, you revert back to the score after the previous inning. So at the end of 8, it was 5-0 in favor of Lafayette. So if Army is able to string together a long inning here and possibly force the bottom of the 9th to mean something, I would say by then we're not going to have enough light on this field. And that would stop the game and move it back to the bottom of the 8th, which in turn would give Lafayette the win. I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but I don't think I'm jumping ahead too much right now. My clock says 7:48. Sunset in Easton, Pennsylvania on this day, May 6th, is 8:07. So 19 minutes away from sunset. That ball gets away, and runners now at 2nd and 3rd. So the righty from New York dishes. Pitch inside for a ball.
I thought that hit him.
Well, that's what they're talking about.
I thought that hit his left elbow.
It took 1 pitch, and we have a discussion as Kinney comes out. It's pretty obvious to Lafayette that that clipped him on the elbow. And now he wants to ask the 3rd base umpire.
Well, and we got a replay here. That looked like it hit him to me. It's hard to tell.
So Mike Provine is the home plate umpire. He'll go out and talk to Nathan Wood. He's a 3rd base umpire. Also, Frank Neves comes in from 1st base. So our 3 umpires are coming in to discuss this. Let's see what Provine says about this as he goes back. And after all that, it is just a ball.
Tough break for the rookie.
I don't know how you overrule the home plate umpire there, to be honest with you. I mean, if he gets it, he gets it, but he's standing 6 inches from Johnson's elbow. So if it hit his elbow, which it honestly looked like it did, but he would hear it, he's right there. And that's not I don't know how you, although it's nice that he did appeal, I don't know how you do something like that with the first and third base umpires. But in the long run, it doesn't matter a bit. A couple of more pitches in, and Lafayette now has a base runner. So just like the visitors with a leadoff single to right field, Lafayette returns the favor, and Johnson, after a hard single between the shortstop and third baseman, is on first with a leadoff single as well.
That's a great piece of hitting. You know, you get an inside pitch, and then you take the next inside pitch right between the hole between third and short. Again, starting off strong is what the Leopards need to do.
So we'll see they play a little small ball here. Johnson does lead the team, second on the team with stolen bases. He has 9 steals and 11 attempts this year, does the freshman.
As mentioned earlier, he is 6th in the Patriot League right now in stolen bases also.
And you got a righty up there, so he's a little bit more of a chance to maybe pick up a bag.
Wasn't taking the largest lead over there, but still trying to get in his head a little bit.
You're getting to the 2 next batters in this order who've been really hitting the ball about as well as anyone in the order currently. That's Rouse and Stern. And that's another pitch outside for a ball.
Yeah, Stern, he had a great game in the Liberty Bell Classic a few weeks ago. He was our player of the game. He was 3 for 4 with an RBI, crucial RBI in the bottom of the 8th that helped give the Leopards a big lead before the top of the 9th. So having him in your 3-hole, and then you got to go through Villa and Dura. It's a pretty dangerous lineup.
All sorts of space on the right side as that pitch misses high. And I'll bet the house right now that Rouse will take a pitch here. 3-0 with a runner at first base. And you have a pitcher who's already in the stretch.
Johnson pretty close to first.
And that ball misses as well. Yeah, you know Johnson's not going anywhere on 3-0 when he's taking a pitch.
Right.
And so after a single and a walk, the Leopards are in business with Ethan Stern stepping to the plate.
And I got the pitching coach out there already.
And Ethan Stern's walk-up song is excellent. Is this his walk-up song, Help? Okay, is this just because there was a meeting on the mound? I was going to say, when you have runners at first and second, nobody out in the first, that's an excellent walk-up song when you get the Beatles rocking Help. We'll go back to 1966.
Followed up by the Jeopardy theme song,
yeah,
too.
I like Help much better. Yeah, they should just play that entire thing. But that's a commercial now, too. You hear that? I forget what they're selling, but you see that song Help on one of the commercials recently on TV.
Oh, well, it's one of the classics.
Yeah. All right, so Ethan Stern steps in. Stern banked 284 on the year for the sophomore.
Little
He's got a
surprised
chance
to
to
see
do some damage. Let's see if he puts one down here. And he does. A real nice bunt down the third base side. Out by a step, but it gets the job done. A sacrifice bunt. Johnson goes to third. Rouse goes to second. 2 runners now in scoring position, and just 1 away for Richard Villa.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was just surprised to see the pitching coach out that early, especially top of the first. He only faced 2 hitters. Yes, he threw 4 straight balls, but maybe he's a little rattled, and that might have rattled him more. That was a beautiful bunt there by Stern. Now there's 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out, so a deep fly ball into the outfield doesn't have to be a home run. We'll send a run home.
Or anything to the right side for Villa. And Dvorak goes outside with that pitch.
Yeah, Villa is tied for the lead on the Leopards with 5 home runs.
Senior, on senior day, by the way. There are 3 seniors in the starting lineup. Spencer Rouse being 1, Richard Villa, and Dan Leckie, all 3 seniors. We'll talk about the seniors today a lot. There are 8 total.
Dvorak's last 7 pitches, 6 of them have been balls.
And the other
The
one
only
was a sac
strike
bunt.
was a sac bunt.
Here's 2-0, 3-0, and he just can't find the plate right now. He's falling behind just about every batter. And the two batters that have connected, and they're just going to send the first. The two batters that have connected, one was a sharp single to left field. The other was a very well-placed bunt. And this brings up with the bases loaded Trey Dura.
He seems to be missing high, too. The catcher's giving him low. Maybe he's just not used to the mound, but he's been giving him low outside, low inside, and everything has been up in the zone.
So Johnson at third, Rouse at second, Villa at first, and Trey Dura steps in. The junior left fielder with a chance to do a whole lot of damage here. Big swing and a miss on a fastball on the outside edge of the plate. And I'm surprised he's up there swinging. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. But after all the control problems Dvorak has shown so far here in the bottom of the first, I'm surprised he's first pitch swinging.
Yeah, especially what I was going to say is on the first pitch. You'd think he'd want to take.
And he's in a hole quickly. No balls, 2 strikes.
Now he's got to protect. Again, they want to set the tone right now. They want to get that first run across. They want to give some confidence to JP on the bump. So Trey knows what he needs to do to at least get 1 run home.
Dura spent a majority of the season batting the 3 hole. Recently moved to the 5 spot. That one gets away, and this is going to plate a run on the wild pitch. 1 run comes in. Everybody moves up. Johnson scores. Rouse to third, Villa to second, and Lafayette takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Great awareness there by Justin Johnson, our impact player. Watching, seeing the ball get past the catcher. Catcher tries to whip his mask off. It's just something low in the dirt. He did all he could to block it. Johnson finds his way home, beats the throw by a lot. Rouse, nice little round there on third, trying to see if force a throw, but nothing doing. Leopards up 1-0.
So here's the 1-2. Pitch outside the zone, but Dura wastes it. That pitch, by the way, you know, it was a wild pitch. It was in the dirt, but that's a pitch I bet Buck would like to have back, as it kind of just scooted under his mitt on the off-speed pitch. Dvorak trying to go outside the zone on 0-2, but went a little bit too far outside the zone for his catcher to handle it.
Well, and I think for a catcher, everything, you want to keep everything in front of you. He did everything right. He just took a bad bounce.
Another 1-2 flared foul.
And those will happen. It just happened with a runner on third. Dura's doing a great job protecting the plate. Some of those may have been called a ball, but he doesn't want to take that risk.
This is pitch number 6 for Dura in this at bat. That one misses outside. The count's even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That seemed like one I thought he would swing at, try to protect. Throw your bat out, see if you can hit it, just tap it foul, but must have been right off the black there on the outside corner.
The 2-2. Fouled again. And this is pitch number 8 coming up. A great at bat here for the junior from Easton, Pennsylvania, as he's wrapping up his junior year on College Hill.
Center fielder's pretty far out.
Yeah, they're
to
playing
right,
the pull.
There's a big gap.
There's about 6 acres in left center field, and that's exactly where he goes. This one is deep and off the wall, high off the wall in left field. 2 runs are going to score, and a 2 RBI stand-up double for the junior. Lafayette now leads 3-0.
Great piece of hitting there by Dura. Outside pitch, takes it, almost hits the 365 sign out there in left center. You can see it here, a bit of a high and outside pitch. Lowers the shoulder a bit, takes it the other way, off the wall. Rouse and Villa score easily, and the Leopards find themselves up 3-0.
Fabulous at bat. That was an 8 or 9 pitch at bat, 2 or 3 feet from being a home run out to left center field where there was all sorts of room. Took an outside fastball and just loaded up and sent it way out to left field, and 2 more runs come across. And now we deal with another senior, the 3rd senior in the starting lineup. Dan Leckie steps in with another runner in scoring position in Dura. Everything going right so far for Joe Kinney's squad here in inning number 1. And this one is roped to left field, almost the exact same place. Off the wall in left field, another run comes in. Back-to-back stand-up doubles, and now the Leopards lead 4-0.
That almost looked like it was in the same spot. Really got a hold of that one. Again, no wind. Left fielder just turns around and watches it go. Great piece of hitting there on the inside pitch. Okay, a little farther left, but still in the same general area. He actually makes a great decision there with a smart throw to second, keep Lecky honest, instead of trying to get the runner at home. And if he tried to go home with the ball, Lecky could have advanced to third, still with one out.
I'm waiting for a meeting on the mound. I'm also waiting for some action in the bullpen. We've seen neither, but you have to think soon before this game really gets away from the Crusaders. You might see that.
See, and that's where I still harp back to the pitching coach coming out after 2 hitters only. Your pitcher's a little rattled. Maybe he thought he could calm him, but in my opinion, maybe he made him more rattled. Maybe he made him think even more when he shouldn't be doing that as much.
Not that Holy Cross hasn't seen these kinds of games, this type of atmosphere, but it's a loud crowd here today. It's senior day, a lot of fans, a lot of parents, everybody making the trip down. The weather's pretty good. Actually, the weather's great for baseball, to be honest with you. A little bit of a breeze, maybe. Partly sunny. It's humid, mid-afternoon, early May. It's everything you want to be for a Division I college-type atmosphere. And right now, Lafayette's the one responding properly in a 4-0 game. As that fastball's over for a called strike, and it makes it 1-1 to Mangini, the catcher, batting in the 7th spot. Snagaki is on deck, and Hardy after that.
Even seeing a few student athletes here. I've seen some women's lacrosse players and some women's soccer players, so coming out here to cheer on some other student athletes at the school.
The other student athletes. A curveball over for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One of the few at-bats, actually maybe the second time that Dvorak's gotten ahead of the count. He did with Dura as well in 0-2. He's ahead here, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mangini. That one in the dirt. That's the type of pitch that got by Buck that scored the first run of the game when Johnson came home.
Yeah, but with a 1-2 pitch, you do kind of want to see if you can get him to chase. You still got, at least 2 pitches to play with. And behind the plate, Buck did a great job just keeping that in front of him. He got his glove on it.
That's what they did before, though, but it got by Buck, so a better sequence there for Holy Cross. 2-2, not that close on the fastball. And the count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, the goal is you do want to kind of get your glove on it, and that pass ball hit him in around the gut area with his padding, so that's where it ricocheted and fell behind him.
The 3-2 fouled away. Dvorak, the only out he has recorded was on the sacrifice bunt so far. Single by Johnson, walk by Rouse, sacrifice by Stern, another walk by Villa, and then back-to-back doubles, one by Dura, one by Lecky. And that's why we have a 4-0 ball game here. On a 3-2 count, that one's fouled straight back.
Great piece of, I was about to say hitting, but great at bat there by Mangini. 2 close pitches, fouls him off, stays alive, full count. Looking for Dvorak to make a mistake.
So the freshman catcher in a 3-2 count.
The center
They're
fielder
playing him to
shading left.
pull. Yep, they're playing the pull in left center. He holds off on that one. They appealed down to first, which is really the second base where the umpire was, and another walk.
To be honest, it really seemed like he barely made an attempt at it. He kind of just thought about it and then immediately said no.
I was more concerned they might call that a strike than I was that he went around, to be honest with you. So now runners at first and second. This is batter number 8, Snagaki, the designated hitter up. Takes a first pitch fastball over for a called strike. Already 4 runs, 3 hits for the Leopards. We're about 30 minutes into this game. We're still in the bottom of the first. In a 7-inning game 1. And that's the first curveball I think he's had over for a strike, or the first real effective one.
Yeah, it was good release. Had the release down. Started up high, went straight down. I don't think Snagaki was expecting that. I think he was expecting fastball.
I think he was looking for a fastball too. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one bounces again. I'll tell you, Buck is going to need some ice after this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, again, you're 0-2 in the count. You want to get him chase a pitch, but I think with one out and a runner in scoring position, you would pick a different pitch.
But he's missing by too much right now, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. He had the one, the Dura, which was well outside the strike zone, very much in the dirt, and he's had 2 other opportunities where he's ahead in the count, and both of those opportunities really found a lot of dirt. They went about 59 feet instead of 60.
Yeah, that one was more in the opposing batter's box.
Here's the 1-2. That's a real nice pitch. And he catches Snagaki looking for out number 2. And we'll go to number 9 here in the bottom of the first as Colin Hardy steps in.
Well, for Coach Dixon, the hitting coach on this team, I'm wondering what he's telling these players as they're getting up to bat now. You know, he's throwing a lot of balls. He's all over the place. Does he want them to still be aggressive and chase? Or does he want them to wait for their pitch and go for it? Snagaki there didn't seem like he was very aggressive at the plate.
Again, nice block by Buck.
I think that's the 4th block attempt he's made this inning.
Yeah. So we still have runners at first and second. Leckie at second. Heaney at first.
Hardy's been struggling a bit. He's hitting .89. But he does have a homer and 3 ribbies on the year.
If he gets on, we'll go back to the top of the order where it all started with Justin Johnson, who singled to left and scored the first run of the game.
Hardy also has 2 doubles on the year as well.
Well, double here with 2 outs, but played 2 more.
Seem to be playing him straight on, too. The center fielder seems pretty dead on in center. Big hole, though, between third and short.
Yeah, as they keep the runner on at second base.
Yeah, on that one, he stepped off the mound. He did everything right, except I think his footing was off, and it's just his throw went way right for how far his pickoff move was when he went off the mound.
Another swing and a miss. He evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away here, bottom 1. Already 4-0 in favor of the Leopards. And that one catches the outside the plate. So back-to-back strikeouts, both looking to end the first inning, but a huge inning for the Leopards. 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 left. We move to the top of the second, 4-0 in favor of Lafayette.